Good morning, everyone. How are we doing? See
Good.
some faces. Welcome. We're going to get started. We might have some stragglers come on. But thank you guys so much for joining me this morning. I actually have my husband here as well, too. We will both be taking you through the workout today. My name is Lindsay. Both my husband, Anthony, and I are pickleball training specialists. Might as well come on in. We're both pickleball training specialists and sports performance coaches. What a pickleball training specialist means is we specialize in the demands of pickleball. So we train thousands of pickleball players all across the country to move better, to avoid injuries, and also improve their performance. So on the movement and fitness side, not the skill side. Because what we realized as sports performance coaches is as your skill progresses in the skill of pickleball, if your body cannot keep up with those physical demands, that's where that injury gap is. So we take care of the fitness side to make sure that as you improve your skill, your body stays nice and healthy and we can avoid injuries and play better. So we are going to take you through a 45-minute workout today. It's based on our TRAX method. We've used this with thousands of pickleball players, and it's essentially based off of 4 core principles. The first one, and you might have seen this if you're in the seniors group, I've been posting a lot about this method. 4 core principles, it's neurogility. So neurogility is the mind to body connection, to strengthen that connection to improve reaction. So really focusing on intentional movement off the court so we can create better movement on the court. We have core connection, which means that we are focusing on building strength from the center out. So when we have core strength and stability, we won't overcompensate our limbs. And that's where a lot of those shoulder and elbow injuries happen when we're flicking or reaching. So if we build true core stability, then we can avoid some of those overcompensations in the limbs. Number 3 is cross-body integration. So cross-body integration is building balanced strength to support and protect your joints. So really focusing on activating the muscles that surround the joints to take that pressure off the joints. And then the 4th one, which we don't do enough of, and I'm sure you hear all of it all of the time, is recovery. So recovery really is mobility, and then also training the nervous system to restore and calm down so that you can reset for the next game that you guys play, because we all love to play pickleball. I know some of us play 4 or 5, 6 days a week. We play all the time. So recovery is super important when it comes to staying fit for pickleball. And so our brand is Pickleball Fit for Life. It's a play on words because we want to be fit for pickleball, but also fit for life. So if we train to be fit for pickleball, we're also training to be fit for life and longevity because it's very similar in the way that we train. So we are going to get started. We're going to go through 4 sections of what a typical TRAX method workout is. So we'll start with the warm-up, and this is a warm-up that you can take with you onto the court. Everything is body weight. Just make sure that you have a little bit of space. And I always like to say before we start working out, make sure that you consult a doctor before starting an exercise program. And if you feel dizzy or faint or something feels too challenging, just throttle back, grab some water, and if you want to just watch, that's totally fine too. So today, what we want you to get out of this is some education. We want you to take away something from this workout. And then if you are joining us to work out, we hope that you enjoy the movement piece. So I'm going to start with the warm-up. Anthony's going to be my beautiful demo. Then he'll take over and go into movement training. We'll go into functional strength portion, and then we'll finish with recovery. We're going to start with the warm-up. So we like to take a head-to-toe approach. So we're going to start with some nice neck nods. We want to start looking up and then looking down. With this, we want to keep our shoulders nice and relaxed. Anthony's going to be our demo so you can see what he's doing. We want to keep our shoulders nice and relaxed. We hold so much tension in our neck. So this is really to release the tension. We're going to transition. We're going to go side to side, working on that range of motion, nice and slow. And don't forget to breathe. A lot of the times we forget to breathe when we're moving through these exercises. Go one more. Excellent. All right, now we're going to come down to our shoulders. We're going to get some nice big shoulder rolls up to the ears, rolling it back. You're going to come forward first, do a couple forward. we're going to squeeze the shoulder blades in the back, those scapula, that scapula joint, the floating joint that holds all of the muscles that control our shoulder. And come forward and just breathe. All right, we're going to move into long arm swing. So what Anthony is doing, he's going opposite arm comes up, the other arm comes down. Just long arm swings. We're looking for mobility. So range of motion in the shoulder joint. Take it nice and easy, keeping that core tight. So you'll notice that he's not arching his back. He's keeping that core nice and braced. So if I were to come up to him and punch him in the belly, he would brace that core. That's what I mean by bracing the core. All right, we're going to move to trunk twist. We're going to get some nice mobility in that thoracic and mid back. So we're going to rotate, we're going to pivot on that backside leg and just let your upper body flow freely left to right. There's so much rotation in pickleball, so we want to make sure that we're warming up our back and just flow through. And always, you'll hear me repeat this about 10 times, be mindful of that core, bracing the core and breathing. We're going to run down to hip flexion extension. So hands are going to be on the hips, core tight, glute tight, and we're going to fold at the hips with a slight, keep those knees nice and soft, slight bend, and you're going to fold forward, getting a stretch in the back of your legs. We're activating the glutes, the hamstrings, things that we need to make sure that we're activating before we start play or working out, because it's very important that they are assisting your movement. We're going to go into hamstring scoops. So we're going to go heel to the ground and then scoop those arms. We're going to alternate sides, keeping it nice and active. Back is flat, and we're just going to alternate sides. Good. One more on each. Excellent. All right, we're going to go into a hip flexor stretch. So you're going to take that right leg, you're going to step it backwards, press that heel down into the floor on that same side that the leg is back. You're going to reach your arm across, feel that stretch down the obliques, the front of your leg, and then you're going to come back to center. You'll notice Anthony's doing a more advanced version. If you feel comfortable to come down to the ground, absolutely do that. But if not, just take a step back. You're still getting the same benefit and reach. You're going to hold it for about 1 to 2 seconds and then come back. Let's go ahead and switch sides. So other leg goes back, press that heel down, reach that arm across, feel that nice stretch down your obliques and the front of your leg and that hip flexor. Good. Let's go one more. All right, we're going to go into our heel to toe rock. Heel to toe rock. So from heel to toe, we're going to come up on our tippy toes and then back to our heels. We want to keep our spine, neutral spine. We don't want to be rocking forward and backwards. We really want to isolate. We're working our ankles and our calves. And we're going to rock back and forth. Good. We're working the shins, activating that front side. Good, a couple more. Excellent. All right, 2 more. Now we're going to start to get the heart rate up. We're going to start connecting that brain to feet activation with our lateral movement patterns and then forward and backwards. So we're going to start off with a high knee march. You're going to keep your toe dorsiflex, meaning pointed up, as you drive your knee up towards the chest. Looking for range of motion, coordination. So we're going opposite arm, opposite leg. If you'd like to speed it up and you feel comfortable, you can turn it into a little skip like Anthony. But all that really matters is that we're working the right and left side of the brain. So my left arm's coming up, my right leg's coming up, and then we're switching. Good. And the last one in this warm-up, we're going to go into a squat push lateral. So feet hips width apart, you're going to lift one leg and you're going to push off that inside surface of the foot. Lift, push. Lift, push. You can go 2 to one side, 2 to the other. Lift, push. Good, let's go one more time, back and forth. Lift, push, lift, push. Good. All right, so that concludes the warm-up. That is a great warm-up that you can do before you hop on the court or before any exercise routine. If anything, if you're going to take anything away from today, the warm-up is the most important thing that you can do before you play. It will help to avoid a lot of the injuries, a lot of those injuries that happen right off the bat when your body's too cold and you're not creating that connection between your brain and your body. You have to activate the muscles and let your muscles know that you're about to play a multi-directional sport. So if anything, always do a warm-up before you get started with your play.
So here, what we're going to end up doing, this is where, make sure that your heart rate's up. Lindsay's breathing heavy. We're going to start breathing heavy, and we're going to go through really 4 exercises. We're going to break them up into 2 different sections, and they all fall into our neuroagility work. This is about being able to take the neurons, right, this neurological signaling from our brain down to our feet to have them work quick. Here's a little thing I love doing before you even get started. I want everyone, if you can, just to cross your arms, right? If you cross your arms, awesome. Now what I'm going to ask you to do is just that top arm, switch it. Try to switch that top arm. It's kind of awkward, right? It's a real quick way that we as coaches can showcase how important it is to work your right side and left side of your brain. We're doing the same movement, but it just feels awkward when you have to switch it because we're just not used to it. And so you'll see that happening with these moves. So we just want to make sure that you understand that concept of why we have to work the right side and left side brain reaction when it comes to connecting it to the muscles. So there we go. On this first one, we're going to go through a walkthrough of 2 exercises right now, and we're going to make this all happen. The first one is very similar to the squat push lateral we did. You're going to watch Lindsay right here. You're going to do a skater hop to stick. You want to be able to get on one foot and then push from side to side. You want to have a pause. You want to be able to get that nose, knee, and toe over that leg to feel the balance, and then learn how to push off the inside surface of your foot to stick that landing. Super important to learn on how to land so you can absorb that force and be able to then change direction quickly. So we're not worried about reps right now. We just want you to kind of feel good with this movement, but understand that we're trying to work on this inner adductor and push through to feel control and fluidity through this one movement. Here, we can pause right there. Great job, Linz. And again, if you don't feel comfortable with it, you can just step as well. You can just step side to side. The main importance is understanding how to push and flow to side, right and left. The next one that we're going to end up doing is working on your triple extension. Not only do we go left and right a lot within pickleball, obviously, with the reaction, but we also have to learn how to be explosive, be reactive. And that comes from really the force application of putting energy into the ground. We call it acceleration. So the big thing here is being able to get the triple extension through your body. All right. So here, what I want to see is making sure that you get that triple extension, ankles, knees, and hips, right? This full extension through your body. And this is the movement that we're working on. If you feel comfortable, you can add a jump. Really, when we talk about it, it is just a body weight jump. We don't want to have these exercises be so overwhelming to you, but almost like, oh, this is all I got to do? Because this is what we're talking about. If you can learn how to move your body more effectively with intention, you get more from it. And so what we're looking for is you to get your balance up on the balls of your feet, engaging your core, getting your glutes to fire. And again, we're just practicing this movement. You want to be able to try to flow up and know that your body is this rubber band, this elasticity that you generate from the ground. And when you're sprinting to the kitchen, right, what are you doing? You're in this acceleration phase and you drive that knee up and you're forcefully going. And that's what we want to learn and teach you how to do better so you can deliberately practice these movements. So when you get onto the court, you can actually do what's fun, which is play pickleball. So here what we're going to do is we're going to go back into round 2 here with these 2 exercises. And we're going to go for about 20, 30 seconds and try to get your heart rate up. You're going to see how we activate some strength with movement training here in this work. So if you're ready, Lindsay's already getting started. I want you to try this out. We're going to go for about 20 seconds starting now, pushing, landing, and jumping. Here's some fun things. If you want to just step and just get that movement, I want you to do that and just step. If you can add a little bit of that power, try to get a little bit more distance in between each push. So instead of just small steps, try to drive it across. If you want to add a little bit more, we only got 3 more seconds here. 2, 1, I want you to stick the landing and jump. There's so many variations that we can go to. Now with about a 10-second rest, hopefully you're getting that heart rate up if you're working with us right now. Breathe, recover. We're going to work on this triple extension. Couple things we can do. If you want to do a body weight jump, totally do a body weight jump. If you want to work on that core connection, get up on the balls of your feet. You ready to take this on for 20 seconds? 3, 2, 1, let's go. So here, there's a lot of variations we can do on this one. You can go up onto the balls of your feet, work on how to stabilize your core, engage your glutes, work on balance. It's so critical for pickleball. If you want to get more explosiveness to it, if you want to get more power development, work on that body weight jump. As we get older, there's something that happens, and we're only going to do this for another 3, 2, 1, relax. Great job. One thing that happens as we get older, we get so afraid to leave the ground. We get so afraid to jump. We see this all the time. And the crazy thing is why? And a lot of times it comes to the fact that we're afraid to hurt ourselves when we land. And that's another important piece that we're going to work on right now, is how do you land? When we teach any client, it's learning how to land to then learn how to explode. So here, what we're going to end up doing on the second group that we're doing right now is we want to work on that acceleration to the kitchen and then deacceleration right as you get into that split stance. So real simple, we want you to think about 3 steps. You're going to watch Lynn. She's going to go 1, 2 into a drop. So because we're going into our second grouping of exercises, remember we're going to go back into practice. So this isn't about a timing thing right now. We're going into our third exercise and practicing it. You'll see Lynn, she's going to go 1, 2 into a drop. Mimic yourself going up to the kitchen. And we know you're not going to go this slow to the kitchen. No one ever does, right? But you're practicing on how to load up your body. What I want you to try right here too, before we move on, is I want you to try to start with your right foot, where you go right, left, drop, and then come back and do one more, but start with your left, left, right, drop. Does it feel different? Sometimes that does. And those are things that we look at when we talk about neuroagility, this neuro from brain to feet connection. So as we get into this, coming back to it, and you guys can relax, this is what we want you to do. And to speed that up, you can go faster if you want to, and break. Learn how to absorb into the landing. If you don't even like those steps, you can do what's considered a drop squat, where you just have your feet together and you drop, come back up, drop. The concept is about loading up your body and feeling confident, absorbing the landing to then fire out. When you start learning that, that's what's going to help you prevent injuries and get you to move faster and quicker on the court. It's these simple things that are done savagely well that make you a better pickleball player. The last exercise of the second group is all about fast feet, reaction. Real important, not only the eye-hand coordination, but it starts with understanding how quickly you can move your feet. We call this the fast feet. And what I want you to do is find a line, find something in front of you if you're doing this with us right now, and you might not even have anything. And if you can count to 4, you can do this exercise, so it's really cool. What we're going to have you do, and you're going to watch Lynn, she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Real quick, we want you to just work this reaction, stabilizing your core, right? And you can practice it with us right now, where you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right here, you see Lynn starting with her right foot. All right, you can relax Lynn's here. I'm going to ask you guys to try it at home as well, and Lynn's going to do it right now, where we want you to start with your left foot. I know it sounds kind of simple to just change feet, but now you're going to go with your left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Lead with your left foot. Does it feel any different? This is what we're talking about, like I said before, understanding how to use your right side and left side brain. A lot of times when you're doing skill training, you can relax right there. That's fast feet and reaction. A lot of times when you do skill training, you're not thinking about these small things on how you can make your body move and it flow right side, left side, use your right hand, use your left hand, right leg push off, right leg push off. These are things you need to train deliberately to then apply to the skill training and to the court. And I'm telling you, time and time again, we talk about it being a pyramid. You got to build the foundation before you do performance, and then on top with the skill. And if that foundation is too small, doing these small little things, and your skill training is really high, that's where that injury gap happens. And you have a bigger demand on the body, but the body's not ready for it. That's where injuries happen. And that's why these small movements that you're going to work right now are all about helping you prevent injuries, making you move better and feel better on the court. You're not overloading the muscles, and that's what's cool about it. So here we're going to try to grip this through again. We're going to do round 2 with the 20 seconds of faster pace work if you can. All right, so here we go. We're going to go right back into that running up and deceleration. All right, we're going to start with 20 seconds right now. So if you can, let's remember this one exercise. You're going to backpedal a little bit, run up 1, 2, 3, and then drop. If that doesn't feel good for you, you just want to work on that drop squat. You can sit here and drop and squat the whole entire time. What are we doing? You're loading up the quads, working on that fast reaction to absorb through the landing. You can relax right now. That was a long coaching 20 seconds, but great job. We're going to go here. We're going to immediately go right into the fast feet. Ready? 20 seconds, fast feet. Ready? And go. 1, 2, 3, 4. What foot did you lead with? Right now, both Lindsay and I are leading with our right foot because that's the foot that is starting to go forward in this count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's one of those sneaky ones because now I'm going to ask you to go fast feet with the left foot lead. So for us, it'll be left foot. So switch feet. So if you know and can look down and this makes sense to you, I want you to work that opposite foot. We want to have you control your body. And you can see how we have this almost reciprocal arm action of right and left going. And this is going to get your heart rate up. In 3, 2, 1, and relax. All right, hopefully you guys are feeling good with that. I'm going to try something with you guys. Can we take all 4 of these exercises and put them into a big circuit? And you might be telling me, well, Anthony, I don't even remember the first 2. Don't worry, we got you. That's what you have us as coaches for and how we can help you get better by just doing the basic small things, learning how to move our body more effectively, and then all of a sudden put it into this exercise circuit that we call movement training to help you get better on the court with both your stamina, your movement, your neuroagility training, and knowing how to get stronger in every movement pattern that you're going to do on the court and in life. So that's what's kind of cool about it. That's why it's all about pickleball for life. All right, so here we go. I'm going to bring you right through. Just remember, we got skater hops, right? Work on the lateral bounds. Then we have those bodyweight jumps or that full triple extension. Then we have our loading up deceleration work. And then we have our fast feet. Ready to rock and roll? We're going to go boom, 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 right into it. 20 seconds starting now with the squat push lateral. Or skater hops, I should say. Sorry, I get all excited about it. Mimics this squat push lateral. This is our foundational work. Here, again, you're working on the balance, working on the inside surface of your foot, really pushing, extending out, really making sure that you're feeling good. Whenever you're reaching for that ball, right? Small little dink that just dropped right over the net, making sure that you're feeling confident to reach out, paddle it right up and over. Feeling good? Excellent. 3, 2, 1, relax. Now, take a quick breather. Breathe from that belly. Here, we're going to do those bodyweight jumps or just those full triple extension movement patterns. You ready? Let's go. 20 seconds. Triple extension through, really feeling all the energy driving from the balls of your feet up through the knees, up through the hips. That's where the triple extension comes through. We're getting all the joints to connect together and fluidly go up. Squeeze in the glutes. You'll notice that we want to push the hips back as we drop down and then fire it right back up. One more big jump if you can. Beautiful. Take a breather. Heart rate up, Lynn. I see Lynn. She's doing a little sweating right now. Hopefully you are too if you're working with us on here and making this happen. Now what we're going to go right into is we are going to go right into that deacceleration, that loading phase, that squat drop, if you would. It's a 3-step drop. 20 seconds, start now. So 1, 2, and drop, and step it right back. If you want to switch your feet every single time, you can. Just remember, you want to be able to load up. Learn how to load and square yourself off. We don't want those knees to push forward. That's going to strain out that patella on your knees. That's going to push this energy going forward. It's going to keep you off balance and cause knee pain to happen when you don't absorb back and into it and have a good base with this forward intention ready to go in either direction. Absorb the landing. Last one here. 2, 1, and relax. Take a breather. You're almost done. We got one more to go. Comboing up all these exercises in a full quadruped-like circuit of 4 exercises. Here, fast feet. 3, 2, 1, go for it. Again, it's a count. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Work to get fast feet. What we're working on here is a pattern, right? This pattern of reaction. Can you get your body to react quick? Can you get it to respond fast so that you can move quicker? I want you to pause for a second. What was your lead foot? Was it your right foot or was it your left foot? I want you to switch the lead feet and try another 10, 15 seconds. Linz is now leading with your left foot. That kind of like, I don't get it, feels weird. That's what you want to embrace. Embrace the uncomfortableness of it all so that you can maximize your force output and your multi-directional reaction on the court. 2, 1, relax. All right, perfect. That is our neurological movement training sequence right here. You can see how our core principles fall into that, where you have that neurological reaction, we have cross-body connection. The core needs to be involved, right? And the recovery, well, that comes later. But that was where we need to work on multi-directional movement training so that you can be more fluid on the court, so that you can feel more confidence and feel better on and moving your body through these planes of movement instead of being distracted by just the ball and the paddle and feel not comfortable with your movement pattern. So it's why we work it. There's so much more into it, but as you can see, it doesn't take long to just practice it.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay? Oh, someone gave me fireworks. Look at that. Oh, I did? Oh, that's amazing. As you can see, I'm sweating. So you don't have to do a lot. It's just intentional training. And when we talk to pickleball players, they think of fitness as something scary. If I do fitness, pickleball isn't fun anymore. Fitness is there to support your pickleball, and you don't have to do a lot. So these are some of the things that you can practice a couple times a week. It will make a difference, I promise. All right, now we're going to move into our functional strength portion. We have 3 exercises that I will take you through. Anthony will be my demo so that I can cue. We have the bird dog, we've got a push-up, and I have modifications as well. And then we have hip bridge marches. These are one of the 3 best exercises, big bang bucks exercises that all pickleball players should be doing. The first one is the bird dog. So you're gonna get onto the ground in all fours, like a dog. This is called the quadruped position. With this, we wanna keep our core braced. Our toes are going to be tucked under. This is called dorsiflex position. Toes tucked underneath. This engages the glutes and the hamstrings. We have our trunk nice and braced. And what we're going to do, we'll start with our right arm and our left leg. You're going to shoot the right arm and the left leg out at the same time. We are connecting through the core, and we'll hold for a second. See how his toe is pointed? This helps to activate the quad as well. You want to be nice and strong, like I have a string on your foot and a string on your hand, and I'm pulling that string. You're lengthening through that center of the core. Then he's going to bring both arm and knee in, crunch in the middle, meet in the center, and then shoot it right back out. Good. Do a couple reps, practice. What I'm also looking for, this is called anti-rotation. I'm watching his hips to make sure his hips aren't shifting. His hips need to be square to the ground, and by doing that, he needs to brace his core and brace his glutes. Activating all the way through from fingertips to toes. Let's switch sides. One side's always going to be a little bit harder. Usually your non-dominant arm. Shoot it out, reach, bring it back in, crunch in the center. Good. Like I said, I'm always going to bring it back up. That bracing, I don't want to see any arching in the back. Pull that belly button up towards the spine. Good. Squeeze at the top. You're going to squeeze your glutes, which are your butt cheeks if you don't know. Good. And relax. Awesome. That's one of my favorite exercises. We're going to go into the push-up. So a couple different ways we can do the push-up. You can do them on your feet, on your knees, different variations. But what we want to see is you're going to come all the way down, tucking those elbows in. We're bracing the core and pushing back up. Now, if you don't feel comfortable doing a push-up even on your knees, here's your modification, because the purpose of this exercise is to work that scap stability and mobility. So these are called scap push-ups. You're retracting and protracting those shoulder blades on your back. You're squeezing them together and then pushing them away. Make sure you're keeping your elbows locked in. A lot of the times we see people try to do like a half push-up. So keep those elbows locked out. It's a very small movement, but we're working on that scap strength. This is super important for all those overhead shots and avoiding those rotator cuff injuries. Good, and relax. Excellent. We're gonna flip it over to our back for our third exercise. I'm dripping. I'm sorry, I'm dripping on you. I apologize. I'm sweating, guys. All right, this is a hip bridge march. So hip bridge, you're gonna be on your feet. You're gonna push through the heels up into a bridge. So starting position, you're up in a bridge, hips towards the ceiling, squeezing, keeping our glutes activated, connected to our core. Now what I want to do is have one leg lifted up, bring that knee into the chest, keep those hips lifted, don't sag. And then we're gonna alternate, hold, and then alternate. Keep those glutes, hamstrings, core activate. Oh, I felt that. I felt that activation. Good. Hold for a second and then switch. What I'm looking for, just like that bird dog, I want to make sure his hips aren't shifting. We're working on hip stability here, which is so important in pickleball. And glute and hamstring activation. This is a great exercise, connecting through the core. I bet your hamstrings are burning, aren't they? Good, and relax. Excellent job. That is the three exercises that are my favorite exercises. I want to go through them one more time. This time you know the move. Let's do it with, let's own it. Let's do it with intention. So back to the bird dog. Okay, we're gonna go 20 seconds on each side. Here we go, right arm, left leg, and begin. Connecting through the core, you bring it out, hold for a second, point those toes, activate those quads, strong, strong, strong glutes. Good, and remember to breathe. You're inhaling on the way in, exhaling on the way out. Good. Slow, slow, slow. We're looking for quality movement. Good, and relax. Switch sides, left arm, right leg. Quality movement, I can't stress this enough. If any of you guys do Pilates, this is what I'm talking about. Quality movements, we're working those small, stabilizing muscles, connecting through the core. This is crucial for pickleball. Good, one more. Excellent, relax. Good, breathe. We're gonna go into either your push-ups or your scap, retraction, protraction push-ups, okay? In 3, 2, 1, begin. Either you're doing the push-ups or again, retract, protract the shoulder blades. You're squeezing, squeezing, pushing away. Squeezing, pushing away. And if you want to do the push-ups on the wall, you could also do this movement on the wall. Squeeze, push away. There's so many different ways to do this. Good, one more. You're tired, aren't you? You are sweating. Good. I'm getting you back. All right, last exercise. We got that hip bridge march. All right, you know what? Bring your arms out to the side. This is another cue I forgot to mention. You want to push against the ground. Use your arms to help stabilize. Good, up in that bridge. Good, and switch. Bringing that knee up, hold, and switch. Excellent. Don't let those hips sag. Always remember, hips to the ceiling, bringing the spine in towards, or bringing the belly button towards the spine, and breathe. I see you holding your breath. Good. One more on each side. Don't rush it, don't rush it. Good, and relax. Excellent job. Hopefully we're feeling good. All right, we're gonna move into recovery. So recovery is all about mobility as well as calming down the nervous system after we've brought our heart rate up and we've worked our muscles. So it's not just about stretching. Of course, we're going to stretch because now we can recover our nervous systems by stretching, but we want to make sure that this is the time where we work on mobility and range of motion in more of a calm state rather than an activated state like we would in the warm-up. So the first exercise I'd like to do, we only have a couple minutes left, so hang in there. You're going to go back onto all fours in that quadruped position. This is called a thoracic rotation. You're going to bring one hand behind your head and you're going to rotate towards that inner opposite elbow and then open up and rotate out. Okay, we're working on that upper back mobility. This is so important for pickleball. where we're doing a lot of rotation. Our backs get tight. Good, and switch sides. So right hand behind your head, rotate in towards that left elbow, and then reach that elbow towards the ceiling as much as you can. And this is where you want to work on your breathing as well. So we inhale in, exhale out. We have to practice breathing just like we would practice activating any other muscle. Breathing is automatic, just like movement is automatic. So we have to train it to do it properly. That's how we create efficient movement and efficient breathing that works with us. Okay, on our backs, we're going to do some hip twisters. This is one of my favorite cool down exercises. So arms out to the side, feet planted. And what I want you to do is think about keeping your hips down on the ground, but you're going to rotate your knees side to side. Side to side. If you want to put your hands on your hip bones to try to keep them planted, even if you can't bring your knee down to the ground on the opposite side, that's okay. Range of motion is what we're looking for, but your range is your range. So don't force it. Do what feels good. You don't want to push past the range that feels uncomfortable for these types of exercises. You should feel a nice stretch in that lower back on your side. Good. And relax. All right. Can never forget the hamstring stretch. I'm always seeing hamstring pulls. So we're going to bring our one leg up. You can either straighten that other leg for a deeper stretch or keep it up. You're going to flex that foot, bring your hand, cup it behind your hamstring or behind your knee. Gently, don't tug on it. But what I want you to do is bring it to where you feel that stretch. So bring it towards your chest. And then I want you to flex and point the toe. Feel that stretch all the way down the leg. If you want to do a little circle roll, this is the time where we're giving our bodies permission to recover and relax. We're telling that it's done with the work, and now its job is to recover and restore so that we can hit it hard again the next time. Good, switch sides. Other leg up, hand behind, flexion, extension of the ankle. And breathe. All right, last thing I want to do before we open it up, and I want to open up the floor for questions if you guys have some. I want to just work on one breathing drill. This is an awesome drill if you want to relax your body after your workout, even before bed. We do this all the time if we need to settle down our nervous system before bed. It is a breathing exercise. So we're going to go in through the nose for a 4 count. So let's do that. So we're going to come in for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold your breath for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And out for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So it's a 4 count inhale, 8 count hold, and then 7 count exhale. So you do that about 2 or 3 times, and that really helps to settle down the nervous system. So I always finish all of my play workouts, or even before bed, I always do about 2 to 3 rounds of that breathing. It really helps to settle down and feel restored and good. So that is what we have today for the workout. I'd love to be able to open up questions. We'd love feedback. What did you like? What did you not like? This is our first time actually doing a Pickleball Fit for Life class online. Usually we do it at the facilities that we work at. But I wanted to try it online because there's so many people that I feel like we can help educate. It's so important. There's so many injuries, and if we can help people to avoid injuries, feel stronger, better, move better, that is our true passion. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and we'd love to open it up for questions. If you guys have to head out, no worries. I will send this recording out in an email so you have. And if you have any questions, let us know. We do have a Pickleball Fit for Life app where we will store workouts like this on there. We have tons of content, videos, workouts, warm-ups, cool downs, strength, all of the stuff that we taught you today on our app. But we'd love to open it up for questions and see what you guys think.
Yeah, great question. So how can you avoid falling while running backwards from the kitchen? That is something that's very interesting, because the way that we would train a client is we do teach people the back pedal. Now, we get yelled at a lot, and people argue about it like, well, you don't backpedal in pickleball. It's true, you don't necessarily backpedal in pickleball, but what we try to teach you is truly understanding how to move your body more effectively. So there's a couple ways to do it. First, you gotta feel comfortable moving backwards. So that's where just being able to feel comfortable stepping back and pushing back in this back pedal position, where if you keep your shoulders over knees, knees over toes, having this athletic position, and you practice backpedaling, you can walk it, you can jog it. If you have that shoulders over knees, you will not fall over backwards. You just won't. It's
where the gravity is.
Yeah, it's where the gravity is. You're keeping your energy forward, and you can see that my heels are not necessarily on the ground. I'm ready to kind of move forward. And you can backpedal with you barely touching the ground with your heel, but then you're able to push forward. So you first want to feel comfortable being able to do that backpedal with good positioning. Now what happens is we usually come and stand tall. So if you're ever like, oh man, I gotta get that overhead lob, or I gotta go backwards, you stand too tall. That's where the falls start happening. So you have to first feel comfortable being able to even be in this position, even if you're tall, just to be able to backpedal. Now, outside of that, you might be like, okay, that's fine and dandy, I can train backpedal, but I need to move to get to that ball. How do you do it? And whenever you avoid falling, running backwards, we actually teach it as a T step, where as you're going, you gotta go to the right and to the left. You gotta feel comfortable going both sides. And I bet you wanted a quick answer, but obviously I'm giving you a longer one. But what we also teach is what you do is you open up to a T step, which then allows you to shift your energy and you turn with a little bit more fluidity, and then you're running forward again. We teach this acceleration technique here where we're running forward. We'll do wall drills, variations where you're running here. We'll also teach you back pedal. We'll also teach you lateral, squat, push, lateral, as well as crossover. We didn't even touch about.
Yeah.
But once you learn those movements, I know I'm talking here, you can then turn this into a practice of a T-step, which then you get this fluidity here, and then you shift your energy over, and then look, you do a quick little small crossover step, you turn your hips, and look at what position we're in. We're in an acceleration position. So to avoid falls really comes back to understanding how to move your body more effectively. And that's what having a pickleball training especially.
This is what this type of training is. Like the movement training part that Anthony did, and of course the strength part, having a stable core, and that's why core connection is a main principle, is because if you have core connection, you will always have a stable base. That's where gravity is. If you have a stable base, you won't flex, extend, rotate, and fall over. It will be your stable ground. So doing core connection, so core exercises that connects in the middle, like those bird dogs, dead bugs, where you're working that, is number one, super important. To Anthony, what he said is the positioning. You won't fall forward if you backpedal this way, just because where your center of gravity is. But if you're upright, that's when you fall. So the movement training that we do is connecting that brain to body to teach where you are in space. It's spatial awareness, it's proprioception. So it's not just about like the physical side, the physical movement, but we're training the brain to understand where we are in space so that you can be more efficient in knowing where your body position is as you move in all these different directions.
So yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
We like to go long when we answer questions.
So. And it's stuff that you'll also notice too, and if anyone has any other questions too, what you'll realize with movement training and how we specialize in pickleball specifically, it comes back down to understanding the demands of it. How do you load up and then fire? Pickleball is very reactive. You're on a much smaller court. And so it's not like ping pong where you're just here hitting the ball. And it's not like tennis where there's a little bit bigger of a court. If things are getting faster and quicker. So now we're asking players to react a little bit faster. And it's that neurological like signaling that just has not been trained or practiced. we're usually there understanding the game. Like, how do you hit? How do you rotate? How do you hit with the paddle? Where's paddle positioning? And understanding the different drops that you might have, and how to serve. That's the game itself. That's the skill. But eventually what ends up happening, if you don't know how to move that body more fluidly, the game gets faster. And that's where you see these trips and falls. And so going backpedal, which 90% of the injuries that happen in pickleball are due to falls, stamina issues, right? Or you're tripping, right? Like you're tripping over yourself, there's cardio issues, and there's sprains and falls. That's like 90%. And all that is saying to us
is that your body is not keeping up with your brain. Your brain is telling your body to move, but your body, your muscles are not activating to be able to move. And that's what this off-court type training does. It connects the skill of pickleball, where you're learning that hand-eye coordination makes you faster. It makes your brain faster, but you have to actually teach your body to keep up with your brain processing information faster. So that's where we come in, is like we teach the movement side to match your skill side so that you don't have that mismatch. Because we all love to play pickleball, and the more we play pickleball, the faster our hand-eye coordination, the more skill that we get. But if we can't keep up physically with those demands, that's when you get hurt. And it's so unfortunate, because finally people have found a sport that keeps them active and healthy, and then people are getting injured, and then they're not in a sport, and then they're not active anymore. So that's what we're here for.
Yeah. So
any other questions? No?
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Love to hear feedback. We'll send the recording. And if people are interested, we'd love to do more.
Yeah, do more of these. Teach you different movement tactics every week. It can be a nice little thing for us. So love to hear the feedback. Thank you guys so much for joining. And again, we'll see you guys maybe sooner than later. That's for sure. Take care, guys.
Thank you, guys.